At last, it seems like luck is beginning to shine on me now that the old man has passed away. Finally, it seems like luck is starting to come my way, huh? Now that the old man is dead. It's outrageous to say something so disrespectful so soon after his father's passing, especially considering that his father supported us in many ways since our marriage. Do you even understand what you're saying? Of course, I understand. I'll be taking the land and the fortune you inherited. Quite a lot, didn't you? You've been waiting for this all along. Of course, I couldn't wait for him to pass on. He's completely misunderstanding everything. I could never do such a thing. What? No matter how much you bluff, it's useless. Here, he threw something at me. Pick it up. What he threw was a divorce paper already signed. A divorce paper. You can't do anything without me, so I'll make good use of your fortune. What if I refuse? Are you stupid? What other option is there besides divorce? For me, it was an opportunity. Everything up to now has been an illusion, and he doesn't know my true self. Hey, what are you doing? What does it look like? I'm leaving this house. You'll regret it. That's my line. Wait, you are helpless if you leave. We'll see about that. After all, your company has deals with my company, doesn't it? My company? What are you talking about? You'll find out soon enough. Oh, and don't worry about the divorce paper. I'll take care of it myself. And so, I left the house immediately, filed for divorce, and then I called his company. It's me. The project is cancelled, and all contracts up to now are terminated. Please wait. If you do that, my true self is the head of a company with 7,000 employees. Now that it came to this, I'll go all the way. I wonder what he will do next. I also have a trump card. I am Maya Willow, who just turned 40 not long ago. I've gotten this old, haven't I? As I was lost in thoughts at home, I heard someone calling me. It was my husband, Leo. What are you doing sitting around here? Nothing much. If you're bored, you can at least clean the house. Know your place. I sighed softly, almost imperceptibly. It wasn't like this when we first met. I met Leo just a year before last year. At that time, I had no particular interest in marriage. It was as if I was married to my job. Yet, I ended up marrying Leo. It all started with my father, huh? I'm fine. No matter how many times you try, I have no intention of marrying. Now, don't say that. You're almost 40, aren't you? Being single at that age is. Don't worry, father. I intended to refuse, but my father is stubborn. He kept saying he's a good man, and I would understand if I met him every single day. But I knew this was my father's strategy. How about now? Don't you want to meet him? Not at all. It felt like merely a month of this back and forth. And on this day, as usual, he tried to persuade me into meeting a man. No matter how many times you say it, my mind won't change. Then, at least look at his photo, and then you can decide. I'll look, but that's all. Oh, now where did I put that photo? In your study, as always, isn't it? I see. Father went down to his study on the first floor to get the photo. Then, from the direction of the study where my father was supposed to be, I heard a thud. I immediately went to check and found my father lying face down. Father, what happened? Hearing the commotion, my mother also came to the study. Mom, even in such a situation, my mother was composed. Maya, call an ambulance right away. Okay. I called, and the ambulance arrived in about 15 minutes. My father was unconscious, but his heart was still beating. He was taken to the hospital, and treatment began. My father had a stroke, a blood vessel temporarily blocked, causing him to lose consciousness. Father, sorry. Who would have thought I'd collapse? This is no laughing matter. Fortunately, there was no other concern on his health, so he could come home soon. However, my father had all the risk factors that could cause this: high blood pressure, smoking, and drinking. The doctor warned him to be careful, but my father listened as if it was someone else's problem. From now on, no more alcohol or cigarettes. But that's my pleasure. But what if you collapse again? My father especially liked drinking and had a drink every night. He was particularly fond of wine and would collect it from all over the world. Then, my father made a proposition. If you say so, I have a proposition too. A proposition? This is not the kind of situation to negotiate. If you want me to listen, you'll have to accept my condition. And what's that condition? Meet the man I want to introduce you to. Ha! If you can't do that, I'll continue smoking and drinking as much as I want. It seemed like my father was even enjoying this situation. But if that's what it takes for him to live longer, I was willing to accept his condition. Okay, I'll meet him. That's good. I'm glad you said that. Mother, who was in the kitchen, had an expression as if to say, here we go again. Well, there's no time to waste. I'll call him now. No, not now. When something is decided, don't hesitate and just do it. This is our family's motto. I've never heard that before. Well, it's something I just decided. I'm really at my wit's end with my father. Who would believe that he's the president of a large corporation with thousands of employees? His employees would be surprised, no doubt. And as my father said, a man came over. Sorry for the sudden invitation. And this here is Leo, a promising figure from a company we do business with. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm Maya Willow. This was how I met Leo. Despite it being our first meeting, we clicked in a conversation about work. As it turned out, my father and Leo met at a president's social. Moreover, my father told Leo all the incredible things about me. By the way, I heard from President Willow that you were incredibly popular in your school days, turning down boys left and right. Is that true? Ha! What's that about? I glared at my father. Don't glare at me like that. You've been saying strange things again. What are you talking about? It's almost all true. Well, maybe I exaggerated a bit. You really shouldn't believe what he says. He exaggerates quite a bit. Is that so? A person who can't detect lies from truth isn't trustworthy. That's why a lie is sometimes necessary. What kind of convenient excuse is that? I'm really just fed up with my father. Then we had drinks. Of course, my father had a soft drink. Leo became talkative after getting drunk, revealing his ambitions. I'm going to be rich. Rich, yeah. I'll live in a house like this one and eventually become a president by any means necessary. What do you mean by that exactly? As I said. Then, Leo fell asleep. As he was for tonight, we decided to let him sleep in the guest room. While I was cleaning up, my father came over. What did you think of him? I think he's a very interesting person. He reminds me a bit of my father. Right. I've thought so since the moment we met. Plus, his father used to be the president of a small company. Sadly, he passed away. I see. Anyway, he's a good man. I could understand why my father was so smitten with Leo. He was, how do you say, captivating when he spoke. The next morning, when I went to wake up Leo in the guest room, I was about to knock when I heard him talking to someone. I understand things are going smoothly here. Yes, don't worry. I'll make sure it's done. Waiting until his phone call was over, I knocked. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I heard you were on the phone. Was everything okay? Ah, that was my mom. She worries a lot. I see. My family is similar. Leo looked a bit troubled at that moment. Eventually, we ended up getting married, which was surprising even to myself, but equally exciting. However, I was unaware of the incredible dark he harbored. Leo seemed quite happy to become a part of our family. My father suggested we live together, but we decided it would be nice for the two of us to live on our own. Then, my father arranged an apartment for us. Looking forward to our future together. Me too. Initially, he was considerate of me, and every day was fresh and enjoyable. However, at some point, he began to be harsher with me. It felt like he looked down on me. Did you clean properly? I just got back, so no, not yet. Can't you even do that? Maybe. What they said was true. What are you talking about? This was how he greeted me coming back from work. Bliss and, well, from now on, you will follow my orders. Why should it be like that? Don't talk back to me, or I won't forgive you. Leo wouldn't listen to anything I said. It soon became clear why he was acting this way. It turned out my father told him I was a woman who couldn't do anything. Moreover, he said I was incompetent at work and just a menial worker. I immediately complained to my father, why would you say something like that? It was just a joke. Thanks to your joke, I've been having a hard time. Please clear up this misunderstanding with him. All right, but I didn't expect him to take it seriously. My father seemed a bit surprised. Surprised? No, sorry. I'll talk to him properly. My father seemed to have explained everything to Leo soon after. Whether he was convinced or not, Leo appeared to go back to normal, but he still seemed half doubtful of me. I couldn't stand it. Do you still believe what father said? Huh? Does it look like that? The way you look at me, it feels like you're looking down on me. Hearing that, Leo apologized and begged for forgiveness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I wasn't thinking. No, it's okay, as long as you understand. Leo became quite reserved about work talk, possibly out of consideration for me. However, he seemed to start gauging my reactions. If it weren't for that, I think he was truly a great husband. This went on for about half a year. When one afternoon, I got a call from my mother. My father had collapsed again and was taken to the hospital. Father! Has he collapsed at home again? This time it seems serious. Is it that bad? He's stable now. Anyway, I'm going to the hospital. I rushed to my father. When I arrived at the hospital, he was in surgery, and all I could do was pray. How is your father? I asked. Of course, Leo was out golfing with clients. I wasn't able to reach him, so I left him a message. It'll be okay, right? You know, right? Your father isn't so weak, maybe, but the surgery went on for hours, and I was worried. Finally, the surgery was over. Doctor, how is my father? The surgery was successful. However, there might be some impairment in his speech. What's important is what comes next. Hearing that there might be lasting damage left me uncertain about what to do next. It'll be okay. Thank you. Leo gently placed his hand on my shoulder. It was a moment when I felt truly grateful to be married to him. 2 days later, my father woke up. We were anxious about the possibility of speech impairment, as the doctor mentioned, but it seemed we worried for nothing. Father, you're okay. Maya and everyone else, I've caused you all a lot of worries. I'm so relieved, I fought back tears. Since my father would be hospitalized for a while, we decided to visit him regularly. That's when my father confessed something to me. Why would you do that after you had quit? Sorry, Leo would invite me after work. I couldn't really say no to my son-in-law. That's not the point. This is the second time. I've definitely learned my lesson now, so my father hadn't quit drinking or smoking after all, and Leo was involved too. I rushed home, intending on confronting Leo. Why did you let my father drink? What's gotten into you all of a sudden? Answer my question. Your father seemed stressed from work. If it led to this, then it was pointless. We can't be sure it was the alcohol, but it could have been a contributing factor. What's the point of arguing about this? Are you trying to run away from this? Leo looked annoyed and went to his study. From that day on, we barely spoke. When I tried to talk to him, he mostly ignored me. He was secretly up to something. He was on the phone every night. At first, I thought he might be cheating, but it seemed to be something else. Occasionally, he mentioned things were going smoothly or that it would be soon. I remembered hearing something similar before, but couldn't quite recall. Driven by curiosity, I entered his study while he was out, a place I normally didn't go. I haven't been here since we got married, have I? Looking around the room, everything is neat and orderly, with nothing out of place. Moving towards the desk at the far end, however, the desk surface is the only area where items are scattered among the clutter. Among the clutter were photos of my father and me, along with various pieces of information about the company. I couldn't understand why he was collecting all this. Then, I heard the front door. Leo had returned. He's back. This is bad. In my panic, I dropped something from the desk. As I hurried to put it back, I noticed something written in red on the back of a photo, but I couldn't make out what it said. Hey, what are you doing here? I was just thinking about cleaning. Who said you could come in here? Answer me. Calm down, will you? How can I stay calm? Did you see what's on the desk, yes or no? I didn't see anything. You've really done something terrible now. He was particularly concerned about the desk, suggesting that what I saw was concerning to him. As these thoughts ran through my head, Leo locked the room's door and approached me. What are you going to do? I need to make you understand your place. Stop it, Leo. Leo grabbed my arm forcefully. Listen, don't go against me. If you do, you'll see hell. Leo's eyes were serious. Even I could tell that. Shortly after, he changed the locks on the room to keep me out. Our relationship was no longer that of husband and wife. I even hesitated to speak to him. The only comfort I had was that my father is okay. Good for you to come. Yeah, what's wrong? You are not quite yourself. Maybe I ate too much. Leo, how are you doing? Is the work going well? Yes. Thanks to you, I was able to secure a big contract. I didn't do much, really. It's all thanks to your own talent. Leo seemed amicable, but that was only in the hospital. He only put on a good face in front of my father. Continuing like this would only drain me, both mentally and physically. Time flew by swiftly. Today was the day to visit my father in the hospital. I'm going to visit my father, but I'll pass. You go by yourself. I think father is looking forward to seeing you. I went before, so that should be enough. But enough. It takes time to go to the hospital, and I am busy. I couldn't believe he would say something like that. However, fearing what he might do if I showed any disagreement, I was overwhelmed by fear. In the end, I went to visit my father alone. My father, initially resisting his hospitalization, seemed to have quickly befriended the other patients with his inherent cheerfulness. Father, I found you here. It's time for your temperature check, so we should head back. Is it that time already? Let's head back, then. After greeting the other patients in the lounge, we returned to his room. Leo isn't with you today? He's a bit busy today. He said hello. I see. I couldn't bring myself to tell my father that Leo didn't want to visit. How have you and Leo been getting along recently? Why do you ask all of a sudden? Just wondering if you're getting along well. Well, it's okay. Didn't you ask that before? Did I? I've been forgetful lately. It's just you today, so that's good. What do you mean? I have something important to talk about. What my father had to say was beyond anything I could have imagined. My life was about to level up, and my feelings towards Leo would turn into hatred. So, what's the matter? Listen carefully. I'm falling apart. It might be difficult for me to continue as president. Then what about the company? That's why I found someone suitable to take my place. Who? Of course, it's you, Maya. Me? That's impossible. It's okay. Everyone is new at first, but you've been by my side for years, seeing how things are done. I've already discussed it with the other executives. But still, this is so sudden. Please. I had never seen my father plead like this. He had always worked hard to protect the company and our family. Maybe now it was my turn to protect him. After all, I am his daughter. Okay, that's my girl. Thank you. In return, you have to take proper rest and get better, okay? Understood. But don't tell anyone about becoming a president yet, okay? I understand. Not even Leo? Leo too. Got it. My father's gaze was stern. I didn't understand why he said that at the time, but I agreed. The reason behind his words became clear much later. Becoming the president didn't mean that I could start giving orders right away. I needed to relearn everything my father had been doing. Fortunately, our company's executives were knowledgeable and truly helpful. 2 months passed. You've been coming home late recently. What are you doing? I've been given some extra work. A younger employee quit recently. I wondered if my lie would hold, but it seemed to work. Listen to this. I secured a huge contract today, and it's with your company. Is that so? I knew about the contract being finalized today, but I didn't know Leo was involved. I hope you can learn something from this, though I doubt you can. Irritated by his comment, I couldn't help but respond. You won't know until you try. Realizing I might have said too much, I felt it was dangerous to provoke Leo further and quickly backtracked. Right, I forgot. There's no way I could do it. As long as you understand. A few days later, we received a call from the hospital. My father's condition had suddenly changed, and this night was critical. Unable to stay still, I left work and rushed to the hospital. My mother had already arrived and looked visibly exhausted. Maya, how's father? He's in his room right now. In the room, my father was lying down with a respirator. He was barely breathing, and it seemed like he could stop at any moment. According to the doctor, a blood clot had formed in his brain again. Then what about surgery? The doctor hesitated a bit before speaking. The surgery was successful, but the impact on the brain was significant. There's a possibility he might not wake up from this. I felt resentful that there was nothing I could do for my father. Before he collapsed, he didn't want surgery. He was recently experiencing memory issues, fearing he might forget his family. Then why was he still worried about his family? He couldn't leave things this way. Then my father woke up. Waking up from this state was unexpected. The doctor looked quite surprised. Maya, are you there? Yes, I'm here. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. I'm listening. Be careful of Leo. I'm sorry for everything. What do you mean? In my studies drawer, there's an envelope. Look at it. After saying that, my father's breathing grew weaker and he passed away. Everything turned dark in front of me. Are you okay? Yeah, I just calmed down a bit. I need to call Leo, too. I tried calling, but there was no response. He's not answering. No. Leo never showed up at the hospital. When I got back home, Leo was acting as usual. Why the rush? Why didn't you answer your phone? I was a bit busy. So what happened? Father passed away just now at the hospital. Leo then looked down, trembling slightly. What, finally? Excuse me now. My plan is in its final phase. What are you talking about? It doesn't concern you. Well, actually, it does. Then Leo returned to his study with a creepy smile on his face. Despite my curiosity, I had a lot to do. I went to my parents' house to prepare for my father's funeral. I'm sorry to trouble you when you're so busy. What are you talking about? This is the priority. We divided the funeral preparations. During a break, my mother mentioned something. By the way, didn't Father say to check his study? Oh, I almost forgot. I'll go check now. My father's study was at the end of the first floor. It had been a while since I last entered inside. I found the envelope as instructed and immediately looked through its contents. After reading it, everything that had happened became clear. Living in a big, so this is why Leo. It was something my father gathered for my sake. On the back of the envelope, there was a handwritten message from my father. Reading it made me realize I no longer needed to hold back. My anger and hatred toward Leo grew. I vowed to keep these feelings hidden from Leo until the right moment came. The funeral proceeded smoothly. And I believe we gave my father a proper send-off. But of course, it wasn't over yet. Later, my mother called, and we decided to gather at my parents' house. Being an only child, it was just my mother, me, and Leo. Thank you for coming. What's happening today? We're going to open Father's will. When did he prepare that? Apparently, my father had prepared it during his hospital stay. The contents of the will, as revealed, were the family home and half of the estate my father left were given to my mother and the rest to me. But there was more. I inherited the land too. I wouldn't know what to do with the land, dear. I'm sure you'll put it to good use, Maya. I wonder, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Leo barely suppressing a smile. The will reading concluded without an issue, and my mother suggested we go out to eat. Sorry, but I'll be heading back. What? But Mom invited us. Got a problem with that? Not really. Then I'm off. Leo left just like that. All I could do was sigh. Sorry, Mom. I think I'll head back too. That might be best, dear. We can always have dinner another time. Sorry, see you later. After leaving my parents' house, I immediately followed Leo. He might be up to no good. When I got home, Leo was lounging on the sofa as if he owned the place. What took you so long? Were you dawdling? I came straight home. Well, sit down. There's something I want to talk about. I had a bad feeling but sat down anyway. Leo started talking with a smirk. Finally, it seems like luck is starting to come my way, huh? Now that the old man is dead, it's finally my turn. Get it? So, this was his true nature. Do you even understand what you're saying? Yeah, I get it. I'll be taking the land and the fortune you inherited. Quite a lot, didn't you? You've been waiting for this all along. Of course. I couldn't wait for him to pass on. He has no idea what is coming. I could never do such a thing. What? No matter how much you bluff, it's useless. Here. He threw something at me. Pick it up. What he threw was a divorce paper already filled. The divorce paper? You can't do anything without me, so I'll make good use of your fortune. So, give it to me, Maya Willow. Still saying that? It's the truth, isn't it? You're useless at home, so I, the skillful one, will take it. What an idiot! And if I refuse? Are you stupid? What other option is there but divorce? For me, it was an opportunity. Everything up to now had been an illusion, and he doesn't know my true self. Hey, what are you doing? What do you think? I'm leaving this house. You'll regret it. That's my line. Wait. You are helpless if you leave. Is that so? I believe your company and my company had deals, right? My company? What are you talking about? You're just an employee. You'll see. Oh, and don't worry about the divorce paper. I'll take care of it myself. And so, I left the house, headed straight to the main street, and immediately made a call. Yes, can you come right now? 10 minutes later, I got into the limousine that came to pick me up. Where to for now? The city hall, I guess. Understood. I headed to the city hall and submitted the divorce paper. There, I had already signed it in the car. I wanted to get divorced as quickly as possible. I didn't want anything to do with such trash. After that, I drove off to a certain place. When I decide to do something, I act on it immediately. That's our family motto. I drove straight to the company. Entering the president's office, I sat down in the chair. Thank you for having me, I'm Maya. Sorry for the sudden meeting, but there's something urgent I need to discuss with you, President Hansen. What might that be about? The project we've been progressing on. Ah, yes. I've entrusted that to Leo. I'm aware of that. Ah, right. You two are married. About that project, it's off. What did you say? And all current contracts with you will be terminated. That would bankrupt our company. That's unfortunate, but it's due to your employees' actions. What? Please bring Leo with you to our house tomorrow at 11. What do you mean by that? You'll understand tomorrow. Goodbye. I hung up the phone. I hold no grudge against President Hansen, but this was necessary. I'm using it for my revenge against Leo. After all, I have a trump card. The next day, I waited in the president's office for Leo and the others to arrive. President, the two guests have arrived. Let them in. They entered, and upon seeing me, Leo froze. I nearly laughed, holding back as hard as I could. Welcome. Why are you here? Because I'm the president of this company. I kept it a secret from President Hansen. It would have been too troublesome if you knew. And about the contract, right? First, please look at this. I handed over the envelope my father had left me. Is this true? Everything was researched by my father, Leo. You've done something unforgivable. Leo had been using bribes and illegal methods to secure contracts. All his actions were documented. I can't imagine how much time my father spent gathering this information. Such a fool. Damn, that old man went this far. But I have the right to inherit, don't I? It wouldn't be fair to my father otherwise. First off, you have no right to inherit what I've inherited. There's supposed to be a division of assets. I know that much. That's where you're wrong. You're not entitled to anything in the division of assets. You should have studied more. Where did I go wrong? From the beginning. Leo's father was a president but passed away, reportedly by suicide. The reason was the cancellation of a deal by a certain company. This was something my father discovered. Importantly, that company's name was almost identical to ours. I explained this to Leo. So your entire premise was a mistake? That's a lie. My mother told me about it. That can't be. What if that story was wrong? By the way, there's no record of any deal with your father's company in our past. For what purpose did I do all this? You've caused trouble for many people. Because of your actions, you need to take full responsibility. Wait a minute, President Hansen. I'll leave the rest to you. Depending on how things go, I might reconsider the termination of our contracts. Okay, understood. I will address this immediately. Goodbye, then. And don't ever show your face to me again. Bye. Afterwards, Leo was led out of the president's office by President Hansen. I never thought it would come to this, but how did my father figure something was amiss? Now I can't ask him. However, I felt somewhat relieved. Shortly after, I received a call from President Hansen. I understand. Thank you for handling this. As a result, Leo was fired. Not only that, but it turned out he had been embezzling company funds for bribes and such. They are now preparing to sue him. It seems like a fair response. Meanwhile, I received a call from Leo. Everything you said was right about what? I talked to my mother again. It seems there was a misunderstanding. My father did not leave a suicide note. I see. Can I ask you something? Was encouraging my father to drink also a part of your plan? Yes, I see. I'm sorry. Your apologies are too late now. From now on, you're on your own. I understand. And just so you know, I'm not supporting you. This is just sarcasm. Fall into hell quickly. I hung up the phone and deleted all his contact information. I had almost forgotten, but the back of a photo in Leo's study was marked with the name of his revenge target in red pen. The whole thing was a mistake, but to think I was also a target. Sitting on the sofa in the president's office, I remembered the words written in the envelope from my father. Maya, you are my pride and joy. Do as you wish. I believe in you. I had never been told such things before. To ensure my father can rest easy in heaven, I will protect the company he left behind with my life.